YUNKJunk! Hey everyone, this is Tubby Talk here at YUNKJunk Studios, and I'm Chris, and this is Steve.
I'm Steve.
I'm emceeing this time because we're trading back and forth. It's a natural rapport we have, trading the baton. But yeah, today we're, last time we had a lot of fun talking about ice cream and our experiences growing up with it, and this time we're like, hey, let's do some more reminiscing, but about weird stuff, because weird stuff is where the good stories are. Somewhat related. I dropped Steve off with my kids in the car on Sunday, and we were driving through his neighborhood, and a couple blocks away, there were a bunch of kids playing football in the street.
Yeah.
So
I haven't seen in a while.
So it was a good group of kids. It was like 16 maybe kids.
Oh, wow.
I don't know how, they were probably young teens, mid-teens. And he was like, what are they all doing in the street? Mike was like, oh, they're playing football. She's like, the street's so dangerous. I was like, well, yeah, but you see a car's coming, everyone gets out of the way. I was like, yeah, like in where I was growing up, we'd play like street hockey or basketball, right? Someone would have
basketball on the street was always very dangerous.
Yeah.
We would do that too.
But it's still a thing, like, and if someone says car and everyone gets out of the way, but
you get a milk crate, you cut out the bottom. We didn't really have, nobody had like cutting tools they were allowed to use. Like their parents would get mad at them and weren't.
And milk crates are tough.
Yeah, so we would basically take turns bouncing on the bottom of the milk crate. Like we turn it upside down and take turns bouncing
stomp
on
it through.
Yeah, until it finally fell through. So we'd just be sitting there and then somebody would do it and then be like, okay, I'm getting tired. Next kid does it. Until it finally breaks and leaves a jagged edge and you probably get your calf scratched up.
The one who went through is not coming up unscathed.
That's the reason we took turns.
Yeah.
Like so someone's not always the crate monkey.
It's like the Russian roulette of the kids' street games.
Yeah, it's like eventually somebody's going to break through. They're going to get scratched up or they're falling, like bust their butt. We'll laugh at them.
Yeah.
And we'll nail it up with the same two nails we always used. We stole them from like the power poles. So if we ran out of a nail, we went and found one with a fresh nail, pulled it out with a hammer, and put it into the crate.
Yeah.
Yeah, basketball with the crate is hard because the crate is the same size as the basketball.
Yeah, you had to be perfect. And it's not like, it goes around the rim and goes.
Yeah, no, it falls right off the rim if it doesn't go in.
If this is not a swish, it's not going in.
And it never swished.
No, it never
It
swished.
kind of went.
Sometimes get caught in the middle, on the jagged edges at the bottom.
Ball might have popped once or twice on a dunk.
Yeah.
Nail wasn't hammered in all the way. You dunk against a nail and just.
But the plus you have, at least with basketball, the basketball can't fit down the gutter. Not the case with hockey. When you're playing street hockey,
you mean that's not the goal?
No, that's not the goal. We'd have like some makeshift net of some wooden frame. Maybe we do half court street hockey. So like,
there's always half court these sports too.
So we had they were real hockey sticks, like from Kitty City or something. But the balls, you run out. Like, we got this nice...
like those little blue rubber balls?
It was usually like a yellow sort of
tennis ball.
Not tennis. So tennis ball was the backup. And we always had to go to the backup because we'd be playing, and we're stupid. We're playing, and it goes into the gutter. It's like, well, it's gone forever. Sometimes you send a kid down into the gutter trying to get it.
They can get their hand down there?
Yeah. And like the skinniest, smallest kid, you try to see how far you can lower them. Yeah. See, my kids are missing this. They don't get this flavor anymore.
Yeah. Oh, God. I remember playing basketball in the street, football in the street. We played monkey in the middle. And dodgeball in the middle of the street. That would add an extra difficulty. You're dodging balls and dodging cars.
Yes. And
if the ball goes under a car on the street side, you better get that ball before the car goes past, or kids are punching you afterwards.
And what's crazy is like some places, like you go down Philly, you'll still see like legit basketball nets put up, like with a backboard facing the street.
Yeah.
They'll put it up usually on a like telephone pole. But it'll be like, oh, someone got a real net. Like they spent $50 on this backboard and they nailed it up there. And like, well, the neighborhood's set. But the court, that's the street, the active street.
Did you ever play baseball or softball in the street?
I think I did a couple times.
Because we technically did, because my side of the street, the other side of the street that I lived on had standard Philly row homes. So they had like 5 feet of sidewalk space. Mm-hmm. My side had driveways. So we had a good 20 feet of sidewalk space.
Yeah.
So, like, the front of our house, my house would be home plate.
Yes.
And we're batting at the houses across the street. So, of course, with windows being shattered, we couldn't play with a baseball.
No, you got to play with something soft.
Yeah, and we couldn't play with those dark blue rubber balls because they were too hard to see, especially at night.
Yeah.
So we played with tennis balls. And so the houses across the street from my house, probably to this day, my old house, are just littered with hundreds of tennis balls. Because like my one friend, his dad played tennis all the time, so he always bought the cans of tennis
just
balls.
cans and cans.
So he always would just steal a ball out the can, and we'd go and play. Somebody would hit a ball, and it would go on top of the roof. Some adult would come out and be like, "Hey, you should play half ball. Cut the tennis ball in half, and it won't go as far." I'm like, but what fun is that? Half a tennis ball, and it kind of flounders onto the ground, and you can't throw it because it's half a tennis ball.
Yeah,
that was the dumbest idea ever.
that was goofy.
Apparently, that's how stickball is supposed to be played. At least, to listen to my dad. Yeah, half a tennis ball and a broomstick.
So what type of bat would you use?
We're using a baseball bat.
A baseball, like wood or aluminum?
Aluminum. Baseball bats, and we used a rubber tennis ball.
You can send a tennis ball pretty far with an aluminum bat.
But that was the key. Like, nobody could hit very well. Yeah. So we didn't have that many hits, but when we did, it was across on top of the house or into the street behind that house and hitting a car. It hit a car once, we heard it. And the person like squealed on their brakes, and we all ran in the house.
Yeah.
What happened?
Scram!
But that was like, that person won baseball on the street. They're like, and then we started sneaking into the William Penn High School baseball field and playing there, which was much better.
Mm. Oh yeah, I mean a real field.
It's also harder because it was field size.
Yeah, they're huge. I can't throw that far.
I can throw at most 40 feet because that's how far one house is to the other.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah. So you see, in my family, we played like with a wiffle bat with a wiffle ball in my grandparents' front yard. And the good thing about those, it's hard to break a window with a wiffle ball.
Yeah, because it catches too much air after a while and it stops.
So that's really fun. It's a good alteration that makes it's cheap. It's dirt too. Like you go to any dollar store in the day and you're like, I got myself a wiffle bat set. But the tennis ball you could do damage with. The thing is, if you try to use like a wiffle bat with a tennis ball, you'll break the bat.
Yeah, we did that plenty of times. The bat just bends in your hand.
Yeah, it's just.
What we did use the blue balls for was wall ball.
Yeah.
I know we played this at school a lot every recess.
That's the painful ball.
Yeah,
that's worse than a tennis ball.
Yeah, we called them homicide and suicide, the two variations.
Yes.
I think. What's the difference? I think homicide was when we throw the ball up, somebody has to catch it. If they try to catch it and fail, then they have to touch the wall, and then somebody else can hit them with the ball.
See, that was suey to me too.
That was suicide.
Yeah. But basically, the whole thing was an excuse for rules where you can hit someone else with a ball.
Yeah. It's like you earned this ball whooping.
Like, right. The two rules are basically like, oh, if you catch someone else's ball, you can hit them.
Oh, yeah.
But if you catch anyone's ball one-handed, it's like wild card. You can hit
everybody has to run and you touch the wall to be safe.
Yes.
So the worst case, you would get hit in the back of like maybe the head, but normally like in the butt or something like that. So you wouldn't get maimed. It was a hollow rubber ball, but
it hurt.
They were tough rubber. They would hurt.
And you would be aiming to kill, right? Like, we would refer to as pegging someone. Oh, you got pegged. And like, I still remember flinching. Like, so like it would hit you in the side, in the.
Yeah. Cause the big lie of it all was the wall doesn't save you. The wall's base. But they're already winding up and letting go. You touch the wall, just not going to stop the ball.
No, it was a fool's errand. Like if they want to hit you, they're like, well, I threw it before you touched the wall.
Yeah.
My arm was going.
So, like at least on my block, we had to play with tennis balls sometimes. Those hurt even more so than the blue ones. They were like significantly thicker.
Yeah.
So we had like an arbiter that would just be like this old lady that would, like my friend's grandmother, sit at her house on the porch. And then she'd be like, no, you threw it after you touched the wall. So we're like, cool. And we take the ball and we get to pay him because he cheated. And he got real mad when she was out there because she would always call him on it. It was this big kid that always wanted to break the rules. Dude, he always did it.
I love the idea that there's a bunch of kids hitting each other with balls, and there's an old lady on the front saying, no, you gotta hit him with the ball. Like, she wasn't like, no, calm down, kid. She was like, no.
Yeah, she's like, they're gonna do it anyway. She's like, make sure they do it fair.
Yeah.
Make sure that big kid's not taking advantage of the little kid.
Be nice with your blood sport, children.
You know what? Well, the problem was we didn't bleed from the balls.
No.
We bled because we were playing against, it was like old auto garage from like the 10s or 20s. It was very old. So the door was just corrugated sheets of metal.
Which got dented with balls, I imagine.
And they were nailed in with metal nails that were all rusting out. So if you would hit the wall too hard, you would hit the nail and go into your hand. The corrugated metal would slice your hand. One person pushed the metal plate through the wood frame into the garage and like scrapped the whole arm up because there was glass behind the metal. We didn't know until that happened. There were glass windows somebody covered over with sheets of metal.
And behind the glass, there were spinning saw blades.
Well, behind the glass, there were rats.
Yeah.
But thankfully, they didn't get bitten by anything. But after that, we couldn't play. That's also we started playing basketball. We couldn't play there anymore because we knew there were rats in there. And nobody wanted to get rabies.
No. See, this is interesting because I played mostly Suey when we were at school. And at school, we played on a brick wall.
Yeah.
And the brick wall, nothing was going to kill. You'll get scraped up if you're smashing into it, which you were, but it's not cutting you and maiming you and giving you tetanus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That wall was real bad. You didn't want to have to run the base. So we didn't have the one-hand catch rule, thankfully.
Okay.
Also, the catch area was in the street because, again.
Right.
So, yeah, we didn't really have time to, like, quibble as, like, oh, how'd you catch it when a car is coming? Because that garage was, like, 3 doors in from the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the direction of traffic. So it was very dangerous. It was very dangerous because cars coming around the corner won't see us until they're around the corner. And we won't see them until they're around the corner. So we have, like, a split second to dive out the way.
I think the moral of this whole discussion is it was very dangerous.
We didn't even get into the game called Buck Buck.
Wait, we'll end on Buck Buck. Yeah, tell me about Buck Buck.
So Buck Buck was a game that it was first brought to my attention by he who shall not be named, Philadelphia person of renown and ill repute. It used to be played when he was a kid, and basically, and it was attested to by my grandfather, who said it was definitely a game he's played before as a kid. One kid like leans against a wall, like with his hands on the wall. Another kid jumps on his back.
Like with his feet.
No, like piggyback style, like jumps and grabs onto his back.
Yeah.
Then another kid jumps on that kid's back, and you pile on until the kid on the against the wall falls. Normally face first into a wall. So the skill was to be able to fall so you don't hit your head on the wall.
Yeah.
And then the other kids have to not hit their head on the wall.
You're saying like both palms, like
yeah,
up on the
you
wall.
lean against it, both palms, and then somebody just jump on
like
your back.
assume the position.
Yeah, somebody jump on your back like an aggressive piggyback ride.
And they just keep on piling.
And somebody does that to them, and then you normally fall backwards from all the kids on you.
Which you want to smash those kids. Smash those kids.
So I guess that was the best defense is a good offense type of strategy. You get a couple kids on your back, and you're like, oh, I can't hold them up anymore, so I'm going to smash them backwards.
Yeah.
I never did that. I only played it once, and then I hit my face on that corrugated wall, and I was like, never again.
Yeah.
But
still have the stars.
Kids are dumb.
Kids are dumb. I mean, to be honest, this has been an interesting discussion because we went from cartoons into dangerous street games.
Because the cartoons would be of Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
And biker mice from Mars with laser revolvers, and stuff like that. And so we would want to emulate those things because, it's entertainment you're watching, and we had nothing else to do because we were bored 80s kids.
Yeah. And I think, like, they really did tie in together. This was play, right?
Yeah.
Play was violence.
Yeah.
And, you want it to be safe violence. You didn't actively want people to get hurt.
Yeah, no.
But you might have wanted to cause, some pain.
There's always that one kid.
Yeah.
That, I had a vendetta.
I'll put it this way.
Or axe to grind.
You didn't want to cause injury, but you wanted to cause hurt.
You want to hit him so that it doesn't leave a mark?
Yeah. And she's like, well, that shows you.
But it shows character. Do you come back and get your revenge, or do you go home and take your ball and go home literally?
And I wonder if some of that, there was always a line that we didn't cross. You didn't want to actually draw blood. You didn't actually want to break someone's bones. Yeah. And
there's always no throwing at faces.
Right. And maybe part of that was because the cartoons were neutered too. Like they were like, hey, the chakram is going to bounce off someone's face and no one's going to get hurt or cut or maimed. This is what we're playing. This is what we're watching. And it was like, hey, let's play Ninja Turtles. Whack, whack, whack nunchucks.
Yeah, like Ninja Turtles, they were renamed to the Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles in England.
Yes.
Because ninjas were apparently the bane of British society in the 70s and 80s. And they were like, we can't have kids emulating ninjas. So
they were associated almost like in Japan, the Yakuza, right? Yeah. Like they're just like, you don't actually talk about that. That's
I wonder taboo. If the British confused the two, conflated the two. Yeah. They're like, oh yeah, ninjas, those are those Japanese gangster, organized crime types, right? We don't want kids emulating those.
I would love to see Victorian England, though, infiltrated by ninjas. Like, that's a movie.
Get on that, Hollywood. Yeah. The strike's over. You can write it up now.
Yeah. Gotta think of a cool title for something. Ninjas in Victorian England.
Stealth and Prejudice.
Shurikens in the time of cholera.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's probably as good a place as any to end the conversation. Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. This has been a ton of fun again.
Yeah. It's always fun having a two-hander where we can talk about things from our childhood, which, you know, we love Terry, but he's too young.
Yeah.
Those 2 or 3 years really make a big difference.
It's 2 or 3 years is a whole generation.
He's from New York, Long Island or something, New York. He hasn't played football in the middle of the street.
Yeah, we'll have to ask him next time. But yeah, thank everyone for watching Tubby Talk again. I'm Chris and Steve.
Stay out those streets.
We'll be at Tubby Robot at 4369 Main Street, serving ice cream that's delicious. And YUNKJunk Studios here. Stay tuned to this channel. They got a lot of cool stuff going on. Lots of people arguing. Yeah, keep it up.
If you want to have some fun next time we stop by Tubby, ask any of our Gen Z employees about any of the stuff we talked about today.
Yeah. They won't
One
know.
might know something about. One knows he doesn't like Power Rangers. He has a Power Rangers ringtone for text messages.
Yeah.
And I asked him about Power Rangers. He's like, "Oh, I don't actually watch Power Rangers."
Yeah. Well, yeah, come by, ask them, stump the Gen Zers. Sounds like a fun game.
And we'll have Harvest Apple Ice Cream.
Yeah, Harvest Apple Ice Cream.
Made it up today.
See you guys there.
YUNKJunk!